Alright, so back at it again with another episode I could have watched yesterday if I had noticed it was even there. Window was open and I just didn't even say it. But I also have to be at work in about 40 minutes or so. So I can't exactly enjoy this episode right now. So, time travel! Oh, 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 ow. Okay. Okay, would not recommend. Okay, I just got like 6 hours worth of Starbucks memories instantly, and okay, that's not good. Okay. Ooh, ooh. We're good. We're good. Okay. All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Oh man. What was this episode even called again? Looking Forward, I believe, something like that. Now looking ahead, okay.
Greetings and welcome, one and all. It is time for Brony Dungeons and Dragons.
Again.
Yes. And last session, we were given quite the hint that we're reaching the end game here.
Nobody say it. Nobody say it.
We're in the end game now.
I'm still thinking.
Why do you think I muted myself?
Okay, Doc, did you really have to dust off that old joke?
Didn't realize it was a joke.
It's kind of quiet for me. I'm gonna turn it up.
Okay, you want to know something? You want to know something even more that you're gonna slap me? Okay, so what's the Mummy King's name?
Bizarre. It could be that's a double entendre. With bizarre meaning an actual shop, the other being
strange.
Bizarre. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
Now, Josh, trust
Yes, it
me,
is.
It took everything I had to not slap you across the face when I saw you the last time. Ugh.
I did not put 2 and 2 together there.
For that joke, or I mean, like, what's his list of things?
But okay, so like, on like the whole "we're in the end game now" joke.
How much time you got?
Because like everyone made a big deal about end game being 3 hours.
Yep.
Whenever I have 3 hours left in my shift, I say that.
So, in the last session, we had quite a few revelations as the party traveled to the old ruins in the Urnian Desert and found the Mummy King.
I've been watching too much Star Wars because I just thought I saw Palpatine in the poster.
Mm-hmm.
And why don't
beneath the second, like right beneath the second S
right there
of season in the word season. It looks like Palpatine.
Sorry.
It's not your fault.
It's entirely your fault.
All right. So,
No,
you
not
all...
now. Please, not now. Feline, please.
All right. So, you all stand there processing what you just heard Jalarum recite.
Rhyme starts looking under the throne for the books that he mentioned.
Oh, I think we got those out last time.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tantamile got them.
You had Tantamile go under and start dragging them out, remember?
All right.
Yay!
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been less time for me, so I shouldn't feel too proud about that, but still.
And Faye's just kind of standing there, a little dumbfounded at one part in particular of the Mummy King's note.
Yeah, you praggers.
We are.
Which was again?
The first, one of the first major revelations.
No, yeah. Just so I'm not doing a dumb. What was it?
That face pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm not doing a dumb. So Amber, I look at Faye after putting two and two together, and Amber kind of just towers over because Nora's in the way, so her head is just.
Nora looks in between, just getting out of the way.
She's like, no.
Okay, Amber gently picks up Jalrim, just to move him out of the way. Yoink, getting him out of the way. Looks at Faye.
Hi.
Did you lay an egg?
Amber, that's not how humanoids. You know what? Yeah, I think we should probably keep going.
Amber looking at Jalrim now. It's like, did you nest? When did you nest?
It was basically blue screen at this point.
My son, that's not how human thingies are made.
Human thingies? Human thingies?
Okay.
What?
Oh my god.
How else are they supposed to hatch them? Amber
Like-
nest?
Oh.
You see.
Oh.
Okay, guys.
No.
Oh.
Trust me when I say this. Trust me when I say this. This is probably the only time you will ever be glad that Ravis is no longer on your side.
Oh, yeah.
Gentleman immediately goes over to Ivan, just covers his mouth. Yeah, funny, Ivan. Okay, let's keep moving.
But it's a beautiful natural process that deserves to.
And Faye comes over and covers his mouth, too. Shut up! Cal, are you alright?
Weeping with funny.
Approach this.
Guys, you dipped
Anyway,
out for me.
congratulations. I think you just killed Josh's wife.
All right, you see Jaminia have this almost Cheshire cat grin.
And Faye looks right at her. Faye looks right at her. Jem, don't you dare. Jem, don't you dare.
And then she just very gently turns away. I'm not saying a thing. Yes.
You know what? We have air gnomes to find. Let's go find air gnomes.
Yay, air gnomes!
Yeah. What were you saying? The Vexit branch? Yeah, let's go there.
You hear this. You hear this laughing echo throughout the throne room. Oh, I have waited so long.
Oh, hey, Montelo.
Hey, look! Literally anything else. Let's pay attention to it.
Oh god.
Okay, peanut gallery.
Oh, big Montelo.
Faye falls backwards on her rump.
Of all the moments in eternity, this will hold a special place in my heart.
Don't touch a mile now, not that one.
And starts to try and leap onto a Litamara.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this can't end well.
No. Montelo, please don't hurt the Tantamile.
Let it have its fun.
So she's sort of backpacking on Litamara's back and just kneading, you know how cats do that kneading thing, making biscuits, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
My thighs are very familiar with that process.
But basically, she's laying on Litamara's back, just blissfully kneading biscuits.
Hey-oh. I'm shot. Anyway.
Okay, so you see Litamara. You see him looking up for a second as if he's trying to think of something. What should I do here? No, the fairy already did that, so I think I'll do this. He seems to reach into some sort of pocket, which is weird because he's not dressed.
I don't question anything with this creature anymore. That's like trying to make sense of Pinkie Pie.
It's
And
a Montelo,
he
don't
pulls out-
question it.
He pulls out some plant fragments and throws them on the ground.
He's got some peepers?
What are, okay, oh, I didn't pop out my character sheet because I'm professional.
You're gonna have to ask Tantamile to roll a will save.
Oh, no, you didn't! You didn't!
Oh, I
Hang on, I gotta find what her will is. Okay, it's
12.
yeah, it's a D20 plus 12. So she actually has a pretty decent will save.
I swear, if this is catnip.
The roll has not showed up for me. Oh, that's why there's laughter.
And there goes Tantamile.
Oopsie poopsie.
Thank you, sentient dice. I pay
Don't
homage
cats
for.
always land on their feet, though?
Oh, so Tantamile is immediately entranced by the aroma of this plant.
It's freaking catnip.
Yeah.
And begins rubbing her face in it and rolling in it and then just being very, very happy.
Rhyme starts pinching the bridge of her nose. You know what? I'm just going to sever the connection for the moment because I don't think I can handle the LSD going on in my brain.
So that happened in our lives?
Yes, that is something I do need to talk to you all about. You see, my good old friend Bazaar right there, he has a bit of a pretentious streak. And as I'm sure you found out, he's rather lost his mind as a lich. That's a bad combo. It's been 9 hells in a handbasket to get him to remain coherent. So when he said, get your affairs in order, he meant give your mummies and daddies a hug and kiss, or make sure you let everyone know where you're going, or take out some life insurance, or something to that effect.
What was that last part?
Take out life insurance? I didn't know we had that.
So...
What are the benefits of being an adventurer? Like, what job benefits does that offer?
It's nothing exceptional.
Lovely.
So yes, but you probably realize we've had a lot of discussions on this particular topic. So, this is your last chance to ask questions.
All right, I'll start. Are you telling us that our plan of going to the Vexant branch would be
Why'd you tear out the first book of Jim's
Indeed,
sketchbook?
it is very
What are you going to do with
In
it?
fact, how can you find something that's taken great steps to ensure it remains hidden?
You're asking that of a spy.
Did you just want it because it was a picture of you?
And people did have a way.
Which I could kind of actually see.
Give them that much.
Gosh darn it, I want to know this! It was brought up in the freaking first chapter!
Where should we be headed then? Directly to Optimar?
Well, not directly to Optimar. As I said, you might want to talk to some people to let them know where you're going, because you won't be returning for quite some time.
Okay, so we have to head back to Directian and inform everyone else what the situation is then.
Alitamar. There's a question that has been on my mind since we returned from Bator.
I swear, if them telling everyone where they're going and all that is gonna lead to to chapter 40 having a freaking portals scene.
I cannot answer that.
I also didn't hear what the question Faye just asked. Oops.
I made a promise. No spoilers. That's how it works.
See if I can make this obvious jar.
Okay,
that's behind the dresser now.
The spoiler lover in me just got mildly triggered, but
Guess what? The spoiler hater in me is immensely satisfied.
Yeah, I'm more on the spoiler hating side. That's why I mute spoiler talk all the time.
Yeah.
And get angry with each other.
Has everyone asked what they need to ask?
Do you have something you wish to ask, Father Lightbringer?
I am waiting until everyone else.
Jalm takes out the note again and starts rereading. Lodamar, the Drow are already there in Otmar, yeah?
Yeah, you see Lodamar gritting his teeth. Can't see.
Okay. No.
Let's play charades for it then. If you can't say it, then let's do charades.
Because
one word, 3 letters. Yes, okay.
A small group is secretly headed with the intent to steal the largest diamonds. I thought they already had a hold on.
Why are these
diamonds.
pieces
Why would they
of paper
be stealing a larger diamond?
It could be that they have that. There could be another group that needs the diamond or wants it for some nefarious reason or another. Who knows? It could actually be members of the resistance. We haven't spoken with some of the others in a while.
Unless,
well, it's
are you
insert Ruby Genie clip here, which honestly I probably am not going to do.
Long enough.
Wait a minute, what? Jal immediately perks up. Faye, you would happen to know what else requires a large diamond? What, like...
I don't believe a diamond is an ingredient in Karsus.
Well, okay, I'll knowledge arcana this just to make sure I'm not talking out my butt. Because I was about to say, right. Quality of diamond matters more in spellcasting than size.
Well, you're trying to think about which things have actually used diamonds in their magic. You know that obviously resurrection and sanctify the wicked, but you also know about
Cumellis.
Yep, there it is.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. Jalm immediately shuts up because he remembers what King Bazaar was saying. Oh, okay. Oh, in that case, then it's urged. Wait a minute. Jalm immediately starts looking at
Amael, stop.
Trust me when I say, the more you figure out too soon, the more hazardous things might be.
So we should go and not knowing anything. I'm ready!
One often meets his destiny on the road that
he takes to avoid it.
Thanks, Oogway.
Oh, it is still...
I actually kind of thought he was minorly doing an Oogway voice.
Quote!
Yeah.
From all the Kung Fu Panda. Oh,
me too.
Kung Fu Panda, it's so good, so good.
Well, actually, no. Jalm just
I also love how that quote carries over to, especially in the second movie. Shen sealed his fate when he tried to erase it.
Look at him.
I love that quote.
Kids say he was pretentious.
All right, then. I guess we should head back to Directian and... well, there is one thing I gotta talk with a couple people on, especially Zeadril and everybody else. As Jalm looks at his journal, and he has one thing in particular written on it, and it just says Plan A. Yeah, I think. Yeah, let's head back to directing. I think we're good. Arden, you're right. Taking these encyclopedias, they are a little thick.
I think I can. It's just Probably gonna have to rent a second camel. I could afford it, whatever.
Alright.
Don't we have a bag of holding?
Yes, but I don't feel like taking that away from a dragon, if you know what I mean.
I mean, we could hold on to the encyclopedia, whatever.
The books will be safer with him anyway.
Besides, I'm curious. It's in case you've forgotten, I used to be a scholar trying to figure out the secrets of this place.
I've never met you before. Except when I've never met you before a couple of days ago. So yes, I had forgotten that.
You can't forget what you didn't know. Please.
Sarcasm, Faether.
Don't talk to me about sarcasm. And she points to the beaked one on her shoulder.
Best burb.
Excuse me.
Just take care of those books and yourself and your family.
I will. And I'll also take care of yours. He gives a wink.
Thank you,
John
Arden.
puts his hand on his forehead.
Amber, tries her best to be
Again,
Lana, but punches Jallo
Can
in
we
the
just
shoulder.
have, like, an Arden spin-off?
You
Please? Pretty please? Like meanwhile in Ernian during seasons 3 and 4.
Oh, giddy.
Jay,
Huh?
Yes.
nothing. Just nothing. The comment was mildly inappropriate.
My point is, I think there's been time to say make that comment of Jalarum rather earlier than this.
Anyways, continuing onwards.
All right.
If
But yes,
everyone has spoken their piece, there is something I needed to ask of Olidamara in private, if you don't mind.
Sure. We can head out and we'll meet you up. We'll meet you outside. Excuse me.
Oh, keeping secrets from the party again.
Yeah, Amber immediately frowns at that, but leaves reluctantly.
I'm sure if it's
Now,
something that the party
Zalen's not going to
needs
be
to
happy
know,
about
he'll tell
that,
us once
Owen.
it's over.
Come along, Tantamile. Rhyme tries to pick up Tantamile, but she sort of does that cat-defying gravity thing where she just accordions up, and Faye, you hear her go, no. Meanwhile, Rhyme is like half carrying, half dragging the cat.
Yeah. You see Beline move forward and grab some of the plant and start sniffing it. I don't get it.
Bless you, little one.
Stay innocent, Beline.
Alright. So,
Ivan
needs to go too.
Come, Ivan.
To the Batmobile.
In this case, the golden hot rod.
Oh my god!
I mean,
Come, my
Ivan does
trusty, come, my trusty steed. It is time for a drag race.
I mean, Ivan does find her hot.
Anyways, continuing.
Alright, anyway.
Continuing on.
Insert Hot Wheels joke
so,
here.
Olidamara sits down, his tail wagging back and forth, patiently for your question.
I know it's probably going to get me some difficult looks from the rest of the party, but I felt that this was necessary. I know that there are great dangers that lie ahead, and I'm fairly certain that I have a pretty good idea about what you plan for me in particular. But that's not what really concerns me. Before we get into the thick of it, I must know, will this story have a happy ending?
You see the Cheshire Cat his smile returns, but it seems a lot more genuine. And you see his eyes sparkle a little bit. You've learned well. And disappears.
Good enough, I suppose.
Don Bluth writing!
Then Owen follows everyone outside.
Rhyme turns to Ivan. Is that cat always
Yeah,
that
with what I have planned for the Tango campaign.
Yeah, usually he's actually more so.
It might be reversed on
Perhaps a
Blue.
good
Good
joke
times, and then just, oh my gosh, we hate you at the very end.
Rhyme spots Owen as he exits the temple. Are you alright, Father Lightbringer?
I'm better now, I think. But there is
Anything you
still
wanna
a great
share?
amount of struggle that lies ahead for all of us, I have no doubt.
So it's a little too early to celebrate?
I'm pretty sure we will be able to celebrate at some time.
Eventually!
All right. So you step out into the Urnian Desert, and you already see Arden heading away with two horses.
Oh, we lost a Bliss.
I'm just reloading because I wasn't hearing any music.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this thing's decided I don't get music, and I'm depressed because Josh always chooses great music.
We'll put it in.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still don't hear anything, but that's okay. Anyway.
Yep.
What music? Oh, there it is. Okay. And now I don't hear anybody else.
I haven't heard music
That's
ever
weird.
since. I haven't heard music since season 2. I don't.
For me, I could only hear the music until I turned up the volume on my computer. Before that, it was just really, really, really quiet.
Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to move us all to Discord.
That might not be a bad idea. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Season 3, now on Discord.
You can always
No.
use my
Fine.
server.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So, Jaminia looks to you all. So
Everyone's
how do
already
you
in
wanna
there.
get
We're
home?
only
Short way,
missing
long way?
Doc, who doesn't even have a Discord account, and Finn.
Short way. I think is the.
But everyone
the
else is
best
already
thing.
there. I could
Time is of the
easily.
essence. My people are very
You
mobile,
make
so-
help me.
Well, if Boleyn is
Voice
not
channel and a
offended
private
to
voice
be
channel and make
Well,
a.
can.
I know there already was a cast roll that I deleted because
Then
I
what,
didn't like the
Faye?
way
Go
it
ahead.
looked, but I can just remake that and give it to everyone and make y'all the only ones who can use
well,
it.
you can. Can you teleport all 7 of us? I believe sometimes teleportation may have a limit.
I think you should be able to. Last time we teleported, I think like 10.
All right, just checking. I don't know how to do it, so I just wanted to be sure.
Faye looks at Boleyn. That doesn't bother you, right?
Yeah, the
Oh,
main reason I
no.
deleted the
no, it's totally fine if you
the
guys
one
want to
that
teleport
was
yourselves.
made. The cast members role that was made is just because I felt like it was a bit
Teleport us without-
redundant
without a price?
with
Faye's just kind of giving her a half. smile.
everyone with all the cast members there, and they're already having
That depends what you got.
like their character as a role. So it's just like yeah, it just felt redundant. So that's why I deleted it. But hey,
What
I
I've
could
got
just
is a
remake
smart-
it.
What I've,
Little.
what I've got is a smart aleck little fairy.
You could make the baby blue.
No.
No, Faye's entire face just goes slack, and she just looks at Ron.
Or you could turn Tantamile blue.
She already made Jalarum blue, so have we seen enough blue?
Everyone, hold my hands. We're going home.
He said it too much for me not to say it. I'm blue dabooty. Oh, I regretted the second I started doing it.
Fairy, kind of the most mercantile character in the entire show.
All right.
Logic.
Because I know Lala's gonna need to do it later. Go ahead and do it myself.
Well, Owen has to make sure that he's only holding one hand, if that's enough.
And I don't know if I can cast it on this screen.
Wait, this isn't a coin.
Try.
Okay, I have a question that may have been answered before, but it was likely when I wasn't in the game.
Nope. I can't.
If Owen holds on to a piece of clothing that someone is wearing, does that transfer the curse?
Like gloves?
You haven't exactly experimented with it.
We'll figure it out.
I mean,
just as long as he doesn't hold Faye, that's...
Yeah, because I was about to say, you could just probably hold on to Faye's dress or something.
Excuse you, no, he can't.
I don't know.
we should get Owen some gloves for Christmas.
I mean, according to the doc himself, they gave Owen a gauntlet because the curse wouldn't transfer through a weapon he was holding, so that might be some data for your theory. Question.
Okay.
Okay, well, only 6 of us.
You and 6.
Yeah,
so...
it transfers through his
man,
gauntlet,
means...
so yeah, probably clothing would still
that means
cause
all
a
of our
curse.
animals are...
Though I am now
Peace
like
out.
just picturing like Owen just grabs like the back of Faye's dress, she casts horror, it doesn't, and then they all just vanish around, and he's just like, well, guess I live here now.
A little, please?
Roll diplomacy.
I'm on standby, don't worry.
I can't wait to see what color my hair turns.
I mean, it's already purple, so crimson red. Ooh, I like hers. I like her idea.
Make her natural blonde.
Make her a ginger. Take away her soul.
Gogi, Ellie, one of you is doing artwork of
roll
that.
diplomacy, please.
Give me a
Sailor Moon.
Yes. Good roll.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh wait, did he just mention Sailor Moon hair? Because I did see Dogi's art of Faye with Sailor Moon hair.
A small discount because you kind of caught the preggers. So.
I can hear you, Aramau.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
So she moves up. So she moves over to Jalarum and gives him another boop on the nose, and his coloring disappears.
Boop 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 boop
Oh.
boop 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 boop.
And at the same time as you fit her, and she begins to cast teleport.
Let's head back to Direction.
It's not wait. Oh, Queen Neptune is there. Cool. Oh, and Cassian and Carlton. Oh, and Verda.
Right.
So Jaw was just blue this whole time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Computer, please.
That Ziadro and Cassian look up from their chairs. Oh, you're back.
Indeed. We've had some things come up.
Not for long. We have much to prep for. Looks like you may need to all prep for battle sooner than we thought. Excuse me.
You should prep a cold
Well, it's
shower
time to
with that
redeem,
of yours.
and we're time to resolve. The outcome will hardly come free.
I know how to take care of her.
Is catnip really that bad?
You've never seen a cat on catnip, have you?
No.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Jaminia moves over to Ivan. So
I have
Ivan,
not.
You know how giggly you get when you drink highly mineralized water?
Uh-huh. All right. Yeah, it is.
Imagine that, but
with a cat.
A lot more.
Times about
So
25.
unfiltered water. Ooh, so sparkling water. Ooh.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
That's the heavy stuff. You don't want to drink that.
Ivan, all I can say is stay pure. Faye kind of grabs Jalaram's hand and just starts dragging him away.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Can y'all hear me all right?
I hear you.
Howdy.
We got you. We got you, fam.
Oh, whatever. That was weird.
Anyways, what'd I miss?
Oh, man.
Faye's
All right,
like dragging Jalaram away.
As that happens, Jalaram, you feel like something just hit you in the butt.
Ooh, what the heck?
And then you see Kylam.
Oh.
He better not have just goosed him.
Kylam just kind of blinked twice. What just happened?
That's what
why'd you kick me?
Amael,
I don't.
Turn around.
What? John, what do you mean?
He has a kick me sign, doesn't
okay,
he?
You're looking on the back of his head, and you see letters written in Sylvan, and I'm gonna have to ask you to roll a will save.
It says kick me, doesn't it? Yes, Believe gave him a freaking kick me sign.
Alright. As you read the words, you feel a compulsion to do what Kylam just did, but you quickly shake it off, and you see the words in Sylvan, kick me. Colleen's gone.
Okay, 1 second, guys. I gotta take care of something.
Believe never, ever
takes
change.
Jalaram's hood and pulls it up over his head. Just keep that on for a few hours.
Nora looks at Faither and yes, now you know what now you know what we went through for all those years.
With Believe.
No, I understand.
Okay. It's actually...
All I can say is that I sympathize tremendously.
Okay. Also, on top of the Ark spin-off, give us a Resistance spin-off.
Giggling.
Just so we can see all of Believ's hijinks during season 3.
I downed a whole pitcher before this thing.
Alright, I had to deal with the carpenter.
You start. Your character's already bad enough.
So Jaminia looks at you all and says, so, are we going to wait a day in order to talk to everyone, or shall we make preparations?
Faye kind of gives him a look and just quietly puts a hand to her stomach and kind of quietly bleeding because she needs some time.
Very well. You will depart tomorrow, late morning.
And Faye just kind of keeps pulling Jalaram off because she needs to talk to him.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. So, yeah, it's she's trying to pull him out of the room entirely.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so like down the
up or down the stairs, whichever.
Alright, that's fine. Or in the corridor-ish area.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell what that was.
Alright, I think I'm good.
Anyone else want to do a thing? Kylam's gone again.
Oh, crap, I wanted to talk to him. Ah, never mind.
Just say, hey, Kylam, and maybe he's probably still in the room.
I'm going to lose my mind.
I want him to follow us. I want him to leave at the same time we do.
I send a message to Owen really quickly. Just basically saying I need to talk to you. That's all.
Owen understands and tries to find
All right. Well, if we're all splitting up, I'm going to go back to the
Let's
table.
split up and
do
look
some
for clues,
politicking.
gang.
Don't get into any trouble.
This group? Trouble?
No,
Never.
I look at Ivan and kind of just blush a little.
Yo.
Do you want to do something?
At that, Nora and Gareth look at each other, nod, and then just walk off.
So was that a we should leave them alone?
No, we're done.
I promise I'm not going to go not safe for place. I was going to say, was that a we're going to leave them alone nod, or was that a the signal has been given, time to execute the plan nod?
That was I think that was like okay, we're gonna leave now.
No. Instead, Amber, I tapped my necklace and I actually shipped it to my elven form for the first time in a long time.
Well, first time in a long time that you wanted to.
For a second there, you were Deanne from Seven Deadly Sins.
Yep. I smile at Ivan eagerly, but then I look at myself uneasy and realize what I'm. For some reason, I'm looking at myself uneasy, and then kind of just rub my arm, embarrassed. So, face pregnant.
Yeah, he's your baby.
She laid. So humanoids don't lay eggs.
No, they they do this.
Is Ivan giving Amber the birds and the bees talk?
You hear Jaminia from the table say, "Please."
I'm pretty sure that she knows about the act, just not the whole egg live birth difference.
It's like,
I'm just saying.
Biology!
Before you leave the room, it's like Jaminia says, "Care what you say within my earshot. My ears do more than just frame my face, you know."
Noted. Let's go.
Okay.
You already saw the joke from me.
It's health class directing.
I love that joke being called back to once again.
I think that we should have Rhyme and Owen talk.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so Rhyme and Owen are alone in a room, except with Tantamile, who is currently sprawled out on a chair, just thinking that everything is really great right now.
Tina. I can see through time.
Is this real life?
Stop.
Is this just fantasy?
Although
So, right.
Yes.
Tell me what's on your mind.
You know what you did, Doc. Anyway.
It seems
You know what you did.
I am concerned.
Funniest moment 38 is gonna be like 2 freaking hours
wears off,
long.
So she turns back into a drow.
Okay.
I am concerned. She's pacing a little. Well, for one, with this infiltration of Optimar, I don't know what we are going to encounter. Should I go as my disguised self? Should I go as a dwarf in disguise? Should I just make myself invisible and follow you from a distance? That way, in case we come across an anti-magic field, I can say, "Oh, well, I was just tailing them, waiting to kill them. Thank you for spoiling my Thank you for spoiling my disguise. I'll kill you now. I don't know what's going on." But then there's just so much more that is going on. I am now this, and I don't think I thought it through all the way. And I don't know what I'm doing after this war, when I'm not needed anymore. I've literally just spent most of my life doing this, and what do I do?
I don't know what lies in your future, Rhyme. There is a great deal that's going to happen that's going to turn most everyone in different directions, I'm sure. I have to believe that there are greater purposes that we are serving that we may not yet understand. But in regards to what you should do in Optimar, I think it is best that no matter what happens, no matter what dangers we face, I believe we should stick together. That we should fight as a group, as one. If you are separated from us trying to follow, if you are hoping to throw others off the scent by being on your own, that may work for a time. That may give us an advantage that they may not have planned for. But when the moment comes, when we will all need each other the most, it is absolutely vital that we stay together, that we depend on one another. Do you trust me enough to follow in that?
Yes. May I put forth a small suggestion then?
Ask away.
This form of mine is perhaps one of the few advantages that we have. But if I am seen by a dwarf and they don't trust me, they could lash out and attack you. If I'm seen by another drow, they're wondering why I would be working with you. My human disguise wouldn't, which is now a disguise, would not exactly... It could be best to think that that human disguise doesn't exist anymore, that she died in a way. That way they think you're using Pickens, we could surprise them. My suggestion is, I stay invisible, but I stay with you. I will not be further than perhaps 10 feet behind you. But that way we can still keep the element of surprise. I will not abandon you, as you have requested. But this advantage, I don't want to lose it, because we're going to need everything we possibly can get in the final battle. Is that all right?
I think I can work with that. Although I'll likely have true seeing on, just so I can see others who might be approaching you using the same tactic.
Of course.
Yep.
Well, even if they are approaching me with the same tactic, they won't be able to see me unless they have true seeing as well. Oh. The thing is, though, because I am now this, even if they have true seeing, they will only see a drow following you. They won't see the human rhyme, they will see a drow. So at least we still have that. And I could possibly say, oh, I was just waiting around to kill them when they were at their least defensible. If we are discovered, however, you all may need to pretend to hate me and be my enemy.
That wouldn't be too far of a stretch given my own history, but it may be a bit troublesome for some other party members to do so convincingly.
Did someone say my name?
I will do my... I'll speak with them about it, but I promise I won't be far away from you. You are right. None of us are going to get through this alone. I just want to keep us on top of it as best we can.
Very well.
I am concerned, Father Lightbringer. I don't know what to do now. Yes, this form is very advantageous. I can always go back to looking how I used to. But what do I do once this is all over? My only other talent, I suppose, would be whittling tiny little bird figurines and occasionally patching clothes. Everything else I know is magic and death. What good does that do me outside of a war? I hadn't considered that before, because it had gone on so long, for so much of my life. And now that I am this, I have centuries instead of decades.
Yep.
You know, when I had been banished from Optimar, I had no idea what I would do. There I was, a cleric of a deity who made it his personal mission in life to make sure that I never forgot that he was always watching. And yet, even however much I wanted to be a healer, most everyone that I came across did not want to have anything to do with me. I had lived my life alone for so very long, feeling as though my talents had been made useless by the very deity who had hoped that I would improve upon them. I can't say that I know what you could do with the talents you now have after all this is over. But if there was a very harsh lesson I learned from the many decades of such an experience, keep moving forward.
What are you going to do once this is all over?
Of that, even I don't fully know. I may have my suspicions, but I'm fairly certain that if I even were to voice a single one of them, that it may not happen. I have to trust that powers greater than my own are leading all of us to a better place.
Sorry.
Until then. You go ahead.
Rhyme sort of... She looks like she's kind of mentally debating herself and then breathes out as she reaches a decision. If it is not too much trouble, would it irk you if I accompanied you? I feel as though I have learned more from you than I have in all my years with Zeadril and Zizayan. And I know, based on watching all of you, that I have much more to learn. I still don't understand a lot of the things that go on. I don't understand, really, Fairthorn and Jalorum's bond. I don't understand Ivan and Amber's either, but you seem to. Zizayan and Zeadril taught me to read, taught me to fight, taught me how to harness my magic, but I don't know if I ever really learned how to be a person. And I figured that after this war, I could at least perhaps give it a try if I survived.
Well, if that is what you want most, I feel I can accommodate that request, even though I'm not sure where I'm going after all this is over just yet.
You're moving forward, are you not?
I am, but that doesn't yet tell me which direction I'm moving forward to.
It is better than staying still, is it not?
Very much so.
I want to understand more. And I don't know if I can without a proper teacher. That sounds so foreign to say. I have thought much on what you have said. I just don't know how to be anything other than a weapon. But you once said to me that a weapon need not only kill, but perhaps inspire. I don't know how to do that yet either. She straightens up a little and gestures to her face. You may not be well received for traveling with someone of my complexion.
Excuse me?
I didn't know how else to phrase it. I apologize, Ellie.
I just thought that was funny.
She puts her hand to her forehead, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to tolerate Tantamile. But
I mean, Tantamile seems pretty
I could go to Lathnalor.
under control.
I am not like them.
Ish.
Even though technically speaking,
Right now,
I am them.
I mean, yeah, she's on catnip, but she's not
their ways.
Jumping around all over the place, so it's something.
Barely even know enough about humans. But I would like to at least learn how to be a person. Be it a drow or a human or anything. I have missed much.
It wouldn't be the first time I had traveled the world feeling ostracized. That won't be anything new. But I will admit, traveling with a hyperactive furry animal who's in the midst of looking into the future right now.
Is also something he's very much used to. Hello, Ivan.
Continue, Doc.
It would perhaps be a nice change of pace to where it's not always giving me the most difficult of riddles just to pass the time.
At being referenced, Tantamile stumbles off the chair under the table and then flops at Owen's feet.
You're pretty. I want to braid their beard.
See, and Rhyme again is massaging her temples. You know, I'd cut off our mental bond for a moment, but I can still understand what she says, and I will be very happy once that catnip wears off, and I'm going to have a very stern talking to with that other cat.
Good luck!
Well, I suppose if your plan is going to work, you'd best speak with each of the other party members and make sure they understand what you intend. As I said, at least a couple of them are going to need to have to practice to give a convincing performance.
There was a time when none of you trusted me. I'm sure I can figure out how to call that back. She reaches out to sort of put a hand on his shoulder, but then hesitates a little. But then sort of goes to, like, friendly to make him look a little bit more distinguished, adjust his collar, and hopes that doesn't trigger anything.
About that.
I think it's just clothing. I think you're fine.
Yet I don't know. Like Josh said, we haven't experimented with it. Anyways, I appreciate your willingness to, for lack of a better term, babysit me until I understand what my place in the world is, other than a sword.
Glad I could be of service.
Are you sure you won't be ashamed to travel with one who looks like I do?
I think it might actually be a bit more difficult moving away from all this, at least for a time. Being a part of a group like this. I never would have expected this to be my normal everyday. It's going to take some adjusting to go back to the way things were. But I feel I can manage it.
It won't be completely back. Tantamile, I feel, is a little nicer than the other cat. And you will at least have someone else to converse with.
True enough.
Do you need to make any preparations for tomorrow?
I think I have everything that I need personally. I think I've already spoken about my ideas to those who need to know them.
Certainly. I will, of course, address my ideas with... Oh, it's so strange to say. The general. As well as the others. Once they're done with their emotional faffing about.
Faffing about?
Ouch.
Okay. Who's next on the list?
Faffing about all over the gaff.
I believe we shall move towards...
Yeah,
Jalarum
which faffing about are we going to next?
Father Lightbringer, please teach me how to be more human. Oh, are you done with your emotional faffing about yet? Please teach me how to be human more.
We're still in a war, dang you!
I'm just saying.
So, we're having a kid.
Faye goes to, like, sit down.
Two if you count Lark.
John moves over and sits down next to her. How are you feeling?
Honestly, the larger part of me is excited. I mean, I already told you how much I wanted family. That was the reason you proposed to me, was it not?
Yeah?
But I will admit it's a little concerning. I mean, I was conceived out of wedlock.
I wasn't, and I know. That's a bit of a... Still a lot to take in. I mean, I think more concerning is you on the battlefield.
And Faye just looks down quietly.
I want you by my side. I want you to have my back, but at the same time, I'm worried. Well, I could be losing two more people I care about.
If anything of what King Bazaar said is remotely true, then it won't matter if I'm on the battlefield with you or not. If there is something coming.
I just want all of us to be safe in the end.
I do too. I mean, after all, we have a promise to keep to Lark.
That is true. I'm just thinking back to when Sorn revealed everything. And then he just glared at you. I mean, I couldn't actually see because he was still wearing his mask and the projection, but he looked at you, and now it's all coming back as you're the next target to make me suffer.
Let's be honest with ourselves, Jalaram. One way or another, I was going to become a target of his. If his whole intention was to make you suffer. Honestly, I'm surprised he hasn't come after me prior to this.
What does that do to a man? What does a life of vengeance do to a person? When their whole goal is to make one person miserable. Do they have anything for them? Do they have anything for themselves? Do they? John immediately takes out his journal again, and he lays on the table what says Plan A. I didn't bring this up with Zeadril and them, but that battlefield plan, all the formations and stuff.
What was that?
Something went off on my phone. Sorry.
All those formations I put out, that was only Plan B.
What was Plan A?
After overhearing your conversation with Nyan about what happens next, will they go back to how they were? John immediately shows what it says, and it says, end conflict with as little casualties as possible on both sides.
Why didn't you show this before?
It didn't come up until I overheard your conversation with Nyan, and it made me rethink everything. At this point, my goal is to save as many lives as I can, but that also goes for Robus's group. I know if we say the right thing to Valil, I think he can come around. Like, he was.
You sure about that?
As you recall, he was having doubts about what Robus was doing.
Yeah, probably. I still don't think it's going to happen, but
good, even though he considers him a friend.
Go for it, man.
But with others, I'm not sure. I mean, can we overturn someone like Jewel? Or have Soren see the light of his actions? Or maybe, I don't know, give Cruel a bit of confidence from someone other than Robus? I don't know. I don't want to live in a world that's isolated from each other. We had that before. And now I just want that to end. I want us to be united as one unit, not just
as one kingdom, as one people, as one family.
Yeah, not so sure how big Orcrum's going to be on that whole one kingdom thing.
John's me like going through all his battle strategies, from determining who gets an anti-magic amulet, some like situations in case like guns jam or something. This could all be meaningless, but I want to make sure that Plan A is a success, no matter what. Even if it means... Sorry, go ahead.
There's still a lot more to figure out, though. Like, I don't think I had a chance to show you this. Corwell sent me this after I came back from Lefether, and she shows him Elvana's notebook with all like the equations and formulas and stuff.
Okay, DM, can I roll a Decipher Script on this?
Yes.
Alright, do that, alright.
And I'm gonna try to roll a Knowledge Arcana on this.
Pretty good.
That's a Knowledge Arcana, right?
Yes.
Excuse me.
DM question.
Yes.
Could they use each other's rolls to boost each other if neither one of them gets quite high enough?
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Anyways, so you pore over it for a little while, and you begin to try and figure out Elvana's chicken scratch. And here is the stuff that you figure out. Let's see, that's... All right. I have updated the notebook.
Oh, cool. All right. Oh, okay. Well, looks like the little
tier beast,
some of the
dungeon,
chicken scratch,
young,
letters portion of it,
okay,
represents
impure,
LB is the spell
virgin,
level. That's kind of obvious.
Intelligent plant. Oh,
something.
Extra planar. Gotcha.
Why is this relevant?
8 times 10. So yeah, looking at LO 8 times 10, 8, tier 10, dragon, tier 4,
making
extra planar.
I highly doubt that.
I imagine
DM,
cone
what did,
is combo.
The Arcana
combination.
That's
maybe
everything that both of you have worked together to figure out.
There's still more of this to go through, and I still haven't had a chance to research if Ravis's amulet counts as an artifact or not.
Oh, the mage's disenchantment thingy. Disjunction. I don't know. That's another thing I was thinking of. What if it affects ours as well? That's the only advantage I can have. Like, if Plan B ends up happening, that's the only advantage I have on Soren.
There's so many things to consider. I was already of the mind to not use Mage's Disjunction until it was absolutely necessary anyway. But I don't know what to do, Amael. I do agree with Owen that we need the spell, but at the same time we do need to protect ourselves from their spellcasters.
John turns back to the page where he talks about like the evenly distributing the anti-magic necklaces. Well, if I can distribute it evenly, at least amongst the non-spellcasters, we might have a little bit of advantage. And like I said, buffs stay attached even with the anti-magic field on. Until then, we just gotta learn to know our surroundings.
Out of character question, doesn't Jarum only have one anti-magic item?
No, didn't they get like reproduced some by Directian? Although I think they could only make a few.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like 30
okay.
or so.
Yeah. All right, sorry, I had forgotten that part. Thanks.
No, you're good.
To be honest, I forgot it too.
That John then turns back to Plan A. How do you capture the king with the least amounts of pieces sacrificed on both sides?
She looks at him and covers his plan with her hand. Improvise.
I forget the name of the strategy, but it's like
Jonathan,
you can win a chess game in like 5 moves
and kisses it.
But it's also something that like every chess player knows, so it like hardly ever works.
I do want to talk to Rhyme and Owen about Plan A though. That's it. All right, John gets out of his chair.
Faye stands up too.
Alright, let's go find the others.
Amael?
Yeah?
What do you think a good name would be?
For our kid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We're having the baby name discussion again?
I thought about that. I mean, it is going to be a boy, so, I don't know. I guess I like the name Adrian. Sounds cool.
I like that.
Yeah, it is a pretty good name, isn't it?
What if he's wrong? What if we end up having?
Shout out to everyone watching this that has seen Agent Johnson: Mission of Fate.
Faye thinks for a moment. Merylwen.
What does that mean?
It means
Whoopsie.
Rose.
Oh my god!
Jalaram starts happy crying and just like hugs Phaethrin. I love that name so much.
Okay, seriously, I actually am.
Hey, so anyone up for retconning the gender of the baby? And for once, I'm not even making a snarky comment. That's perfect.
Who says that they can only have one?
I mean, point.
There goes my pancreas.
What the heck is your...
Diabetes.
Right, that.
Yeah.
Look, I know about
I'm
as
dead.
much about...
It's done. This episode has killed me.
Josh knows about female pregnancy, okay?
I don't have tissues in this house! Why?
Get a paper towel.
Anyway.
I think, Momo down. Momo down.
Down.
Ow. Ow.
I wonder if Ivan's taken it upon himself to explain functions to Amber.
Jalam's immediately, oh, that's not gonna go well.
Speaking of which.
Hi, I'm your resident ghost. I'm going to be reacting for you today.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
And then zip
to the ranch!
Oh my god.
That was a terrible PewDiePie
Brandon,
impression.
I assume you just went through the whole health class with Amber.
Ivan just finished a song that he learned when he was a kid.
No.
It's the song called "The Birds and the Bees." Anywho,
Please wait while your Amber.exe reboots.
Was about to make a very similar joke.
Amber I take a step back and lean up against the wall for a minute.
You gonna be okay?
That sounds a lot harder than laying eggs.
Yeah, it's not the easiest process in the world. But as they're known,
And now I'm
it's a
back.
natural, beautiful thing. So
Ghost
we don't have any
Momo
fear
is no
talking
more.
about it.
She's rubbing her. I'm just rubbing my shoulder awkwardly and pulling at my clothes, like not in a happy way.
Should I have been a little more sparse with the details?
No, you're fine. Amber pokes her head out to see if she could spot Jim and Faye and Rhyme.
nope.
Not yet. Okay. Well,
I'm sure if you hollered for her, Rhyme could probably hear you.
And Faye is coming back down the stairs.
So, yeah, Amber looks extremely awkward. Excuse me. Goodness. Yeah, I don't know how, she keeps stumbling. You know what, Ivan? Thank you for sharing. Love you, bye. She kisses him and then runs out the door screaming, Rhyme! Faye! Jim! Girl talk now!
Genuinely confused here. Does Amber... I thought dragons, they did the same act, it's just they didn't give live birth.
That's the thing she's freaking out about.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Anyway,
I thought Amber knew at least about the act itself, and I didn't see how live birth would make it out.
Shay.
Yeah?
You know how you said that Josh knows that you know as much about pancreases as Josh does about female pregnancy?
Yeah.
You're probably joining him in that club.
Then zip bibbity bobby do the baby comes
The emotional part of it, dear. Just let the girls handle, okay?
Yeah,
Alright, so
I ain't saying a word.
Amber is pacing in circles.
So, yeah, Jaminia looks up and says, pardon me, I think we have a small domestic emergency that I need to take care of.
Rhyme exits out onto the balcony and says, you bellowed.
I need help.
I could hear you all the way
86.
upstairs. Goodness.
Oh, end of the episode. Cool. Oi! Oi! Oi, 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 time to unmute. Spoiler talk. Let's see here. 50 plus. Let's 100 plus. 150 plus. 200 plus. 250 plus. 300. 350. 351 messages that I have missed in this channel. I am not reading all that. See here. We got some trolls. Oh, hey, Ellie changed her profile pic. Ellie and Nala has some love bombs going on. Gee, I wonder who those are directed at. Okay, and people are still typing. Cool.